Most men die at 27. We just buried them at 72. That was a quote from Mark Twain, and when I read that, that was amazingly deep and depressing at the same time. This whole adult life is very hard. It's a humbler, and as Rocky said, it will kick you, it will beat you and kick you down until you let it. I think I butchered that whole line, but I'm sure you know what I mean. Um, Being an adult is a lot harder than I thought when I was younger. When you're 20s and stuff like this, it just seems a lot easier. But when you get to 40, there's so much needs from you. There's so much responsibility, especially being a father and just being an adult in today's society. It's very complicated and a lot of feelings, a lot of emotions. You feel you're getting older. You got things, your stamina ain't as good as it used to be. You get tired quicker, and then just life is very difficult to navigate. Which is why I understand why there's so much of a high amount of people, checking out early, should I put it. It's hard, man. And I think, when you get a chance, maybe check up on someone. Because it always reminds me of the advert that I saw with the two guys going to a football match. Don't know if you've seen that. Two middle-aged guys going to a football match. And one guy's happy, but the other guy is really down and depressed. And, they see him every match day. And it's the same sort of thing. So you're thinking, okay, it's going to be the guy that's depressed. That's, he's going to not be there anymore. But then, it goes to the final day, and then you see the scarf where the happy guy was, and then they all do a cut from it. You find out that the guy that was happy was the guy that ended his life, and he was just sort of masking his feelings because he was unhappy and he was suffering from depression. And that advert really touched me, man. It was deep. And someone said at work that if someone's really down and all of a sudden they're hyper and they're happy, be careful and check on them, because that means they've made the decision and they feel no more regret, or they're just content with it and they're happy. They know that the pain is going to be over. So just make sure you check on them, man. And people need help. It's hard, and you need to be strong-minded to cope with everything that's going on. That's why here's a bit of advice, and you obviously don't have to do it, but I stopped watching the news. I stopped watching the news after the whole pandemic stuff. I found it depressing. And news is depressing anyway. Forget the pandemic. This person died, these people are at war, this racism here, this assault, and now the weather. And it's like, brother, you've literally crippled me with depression, and now you want to tell me about some happy story in the weather and it's going to be sunny tomorrow. Bro, I'm ready on the floor. I'm ready, I don't know, the bad news is bad energy. And I know that there's a lot of things going on that it gets us down. But some of the stuff we can't have any power control of. You just got to make sure your mindset, your family, your people are good. Not to say to be selfish and not care about anyone else, but just make sure your mind is at ease. Not to dwell into certain YouTubers when everything's all depressing. And listen, there's certain stuff you need to know, but certain of them are certain people YouTubers are what we call black pill, where they're taking a red pill but then they've gone to the black pill and everything's dark and dreary and miserable and there's no point in living and all that. And that stuff can be infectious because they are saying truths about society, but they're just saying it in a way where it's compounding misery and it's hopelessness, and this can be very damning on the psyche, I feel. So yeah, man, it is hard, getting older, growing up, and just being an adult, man. I find it's very difficult, and I think, I don't know, I think if I knew, I would, if I knew how it was gonna be, I'd have made certain decisions when I was younger, but I didn't, obviously. And you just have to live how you live, and just navigate this world as it is. But I try and be positive. Not every day is positive. Some days are harder than others. But I think religion has helped. Having faith, for me, it's really helped me. I think a lack of faith makes you think There's nothing higher up there. There's no heaven. There's no glory waiting at the end of the tunnel. So then, by that definition, you have nothing to really aim or strive for, or live for, other than money. God is your money now. You know, that's your God. So you strive for the dollar or the pound note instead of the righteous God. You know, I think getting into religion has given me a mission, and knowing what's good and knowing, you know, what's out there and the love that we are possible of sharing with one another helps you to be more positive, man. That's why, yeah, just be careful the kind of information you take in, because this adult thing is hard. You know, you get overwhelmed. But just remember, man, I'm sure you have people that care for you. And if you don't, maybe find people that care for you. Maybe take up a hobby. I need to get back into salsa because that was good. Interacting with other people and meeting new people. I need to get back into that, but I'm just so busy these days. But yeah, this is just like a mental health check. You know, checking everyone's all right. If you're not, man, leave a comment. Say why not. Maybe we can sort of, you know, I don't know, create a network where we can talk about it, talk about mental health, talk about the issues, and maybe help each other. That's what we need to do. It's hard out here, you know, but I think when we do it, we battle it all together, you know, you're not alone, you know? So yeah, man, that's what I wanted to say. Let me know what you think about that. Okay, people, I'm gone. Peace.